It's time to take out the trash. Right, guys, good morning and welcome back to the Hobby Room channel. Small video today, nothing terribly big. What we're going to focus on today primarily is just a couple little things to make your build, your model ever so slightly nicer. You guys know, you've seen some leaks. I'm going to put out a couple photos that I'm restoring a Hotshot, and I'm actually restoring it to a very high level. And part of that is one thing that we all know they need is bearings. I've taken all the bushes out of this kit since I've disassembled the whole thing. We're going to set our bag aside for a reason. And we've got all of these stock bushes. So let's see, we have 2, we have 4, we have 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 17 of that particular size. Now this is the size that's most commonly used on wheels. So again, what did I say? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Okay, either way, 17 of them. So you guys know that I do business with Boca Bearing. I'm not sponsored. I simply endorse their product because they are a fantastic company to deal with. And I love using them, and actually I sell on their products. Like I said, I'm not a dealer. So if I sell you Boca Bearings, if you contact me for Boca Bearings, it's no different than contacting them directly. They put together kits, and you know, they do a fantastic job. Like I said, I endorse them only because I really enjoy dealing with them. So, excuse me, in the last couple days, I've actually spent a few $100s there replenishing my RC car stock and my stock for model airplane engines, which you guys know I rebuild as a side gig. So let's see here. These are usually sold in 10 packs. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, we need to get to 17. So we'll go, throwing them in my lap. 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So there's 17 fresh bearings to go into the Hotshot. Now, of course, I need to get a hold of Boca Bearing and replenish that. We also have these very, very small bushes, and I'm going to stand up to show you the size. See if I can get a clean one that'll reflect on the camera. But we've got these small bushes that can be found in the gearbox, and believe it or not, we have bearings for that as well. So we are going to require 2, 4, and 5 of those. So let's go to our little stash. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now these guys are just absolutely adorably small. So I'm going to show you actually the ball bearing next to the bronze bushing to give you a size comparison. So there you go. Don't think that you can't get this little stuff just because it's so small. You can get these bearings down to micro size. And in fact, these bearings here I use to replace the bronze bushings in all my electric motors. So every one of these cars that has a RZ motor, a BZ motor, whatever it may be, if it's rebuildable, I've pulled the bushings out and put bearings in their place. It's just an inexpensive upgrade. So now I'm going to take my little baggie, put my ball bearing set that I've just created in the bag, and over there sits the box of parts that I'm accumulating for the Hotshot to put it back together, and now I will have a full bearing set to go back in it. So set those all the way aside. One more little thing that I like to do just to make my kit builds go smoother if I choose to sell a product on I think it helps. Manuals, they can't always be had. This one I actually printed out, and I use a good quality paper, a heavier quality paper, download the PDF, and I get the entire manual. Well, you see the problem, they kind of tend to fall apart. So what I end up doing is I go to my local big box office supply store, and most of them offer binding. This happens to be the manual for a 1/3 Cub. That's that behemoth that you guys always see. But again, here's my manual, got all my stuff. It's all spiral bound in color, because I don't mind printing in color. Whatever, it takes more ink cartridges, but it makes for a better manual. And also you can just slide, if you've got a separate side note. This is an electrical diagram for something within the plane that we made. So that's in there as well. And again, if I go to sell this plane on and I've got the manual, it just kind of shows the prospective buyer that you actually care. And in fact, DA100, this is the engine that goes, or that is in that airplane. So this is the manual set for that airplane. Likewise, I'm going to go take this to my big box store. I'm going to spend about $5 on having this spiral bound. So with little things like ball bearings, making yourself a manual, it all just adds to a nicer finished product that when you put it on the shelf, you know that it's done right. It's at least done to the best of my ability. I know there's a ton of you lot out there who can do far better. I'm going to do a video coming up here real soon regarding turning wheels back to white through the hydrogen peroxide trick. I've learned that there's several ways to do it. I think I've done it enough now where I've got my system hammered down, and that's thanks largely in part to Ari over at RC Retro and Mike Cabrera over at Radio Controlled Revolution. I've sort of taken their ideas and then added a couple of my own, and I think I've got a system for doing it. So either way, that's it, guys. I hope you have a great day. These belong in the trash, so that's where they will go. Hope you have a great day. Pick out something to build, pick out something to fix, do something RC. Yeah, that's the moral of the story. Do something RC, guys. Have a fantastic day. Folks, I almost forgot the most important part of any YouTube video, and that is the begging. Guys, like, subscribe, smash the notification bell. If you guys have shirts, I'll buy them, send them to me. I'll give you my address for those of you who don't have them. But again, like, subscribe, hit the bell, keep me relevant, and I'll keep the content coming to you. Thanks again.